Marvin Williams-Dunn tried to thread the needle to Murray, and it'll be Manawatu ball. Hiram Harris, we didn't see too much of him, Casey, the other night as he found himself in foul trouble, but he still managed to get 9 points and 7 assists.
Well, he's always going to be out there working, so he's going to be a stat accumulator. And the foul trouble is going to happen because of how physically he can sometimes play. But it's really important that he can develop that ability to play physically without fouling as the season goes on.
Darnay Samuel drops it in low to Harris, who's fouled under the hoop by Murray.
And a difficult matchup for Tane Murray, asking to be going up against Hiram Harris. That's a big physical three, occasionally playing the four. I mean, this was a guy who's guarding power forwards in the Aussie NBL. And you got Tane Murray, who's a point guard, a two guard, whichever you want to do, having to guard him. That will be a tough ask physically for him today.
Just turned 18 years old, Tane Murray. Bdanovich, his Tall Blacks teammate, Smith Milner ahead of him. Bdanovich from the wing for three. Back-to-back buckets for Tommy Bdanovich.
And everything looks so smooth. He's worked so hard on that jump shot, one of the catch and the shoot in one motion, and really get some good elevation with his lift as well.
Here's Murray. Williams-Dunn thinks about shooting. Resets through Leon Henry, the veteran of the team. 6 NBL championships to his name. He can't get that one to drop, and Hiram Harris picks up a rebound. And he drives at the other end. This time, it's Leon Henry's turn to get a rebound. Murray probing the lane. Smith Milner wide open for three. Rattles in and out.
Well, good pass there by Tane Murray, penetrating the defense and able to find perimeter shooters, but unable to convert.
Jaden Bazan trying to join the party.
He's got that high arc on the shot. Makes it look so wet when it goes through.
There's Durant. Ashton McQueen on him. Oh, good hands from Lightning. Tied up on the floor. But he can only get it off to Leon Henry.
Shot clock resets on that change of possession.
Williams-Dunn. Pick and roll with Smith Milner. Finds him. Nice pass. And Tohi Smith Milner just drops it in.
Well, excellent bounce pass on target through a couple of defenders. And good body control by him, too. Oh, jeez. Everybody's okay. I'm wondering if that shot might have gone off the glass before Leon Henry got a piece of it. The foul was called wide driving, but looks like the call is no. I'm going to get 2 free throws.
Hiram Harris to the line. I should mention 11 rebounds for Harris the other night. 22 minutes of work. Found himself in foul trouble early, so Tom Bdanovich and Jaden Bazan shouldered the scoring load.
And a rebound every 2 minutes is great work. I think when you're an excellent rebounder, it should be goal to go out there and get 1 rebound every 3 minutes. It's sort of when you look at some of the more prominent rebounds out there. But to get 1 every 2 minutes in there is just an incredible effort levels.
Here's Durant driving him. McQueen draws a foul and gets the bucket. Jalen Durant go to the line.
Well, Ashton McQueen played solid defense until the end there where he got a little too physical. I think he might have been looking for a little bit of help to come over that. Sadly for the Jets, never came.
Here comes Jaden Bazan. Skipping into the lane, dropping off to Tom Bdanovich. He goes up over Smith Milner, finishes nicely with the right hand.
And just for our viewers that know, the score is actually 10-8, not 10. Oh, there we go. Comes up correctly now.
Yeah, pretty lightning start. Oh, nice pass from Smith Milner. Durant draws the foul off Harris.
And Jalen Durant is moving much better without the basketball today. You could already see the effort level is a little bit of an uptick for the Huskies after a disappointing first out.
Smith Milner. Williams-Dunn for 3 from the corner. Can't get it to go. Darnay Samuel with the rebound. Oh, nice drop off to McQueen, but loses control of it. Does the young man. It's going to be Huskies ball.
Always a good advantage to have a player like Donna Samuel be able to get the rebound, bring it up, makes a nice pass that Ashton McQueen just is unable to secure.
Williams done. Drops it off the Murray in the corner. Can't get it to drop. And Manawatu go the other way, looking to add to their 2-point lead through Hiram Harris. Lovely finish.
Goes with his strong and preferred left hand through that contact for the finish.
Durant loses control. Bdanovich has got Leon Henry in front of him for the Huskies. Just resets. Through Jada Bazant. Steps back into a high arcing long two, and down he goes.
And he just looks so under control when he comes off that on ball. Does a nice job of coming to the jump stop, surveying what the defense has given up, and once again using that high arcing jump shot to twinkle the string.
(14-8), the Jets lead as the Huskies call a timeout. A little bit of back and forth between Tom Bdanovich and the referees there, Casey, as he made his way to the huddle.
Well, he was complaining about coming off the on ball when he set the screen. Jalen Grant got really physical with him, grabbed him, threw him out of the play, and he's saying, hey, if he gets away with that, will I? I don't think it's going to work out quite the same way for me.
Back to the referee, Bdanovich goes. Friendly arm round each other.
All friendly, all friendly. Until right about the end of the game, when it's tight, things change a little bit then.
Hayes Walker into the game for the Jets. Only change for either team after that timeout. Here's Tory Smith-Milner, Savanka's options. Drops it into Jalen Durant. Leon Henry and Tom Bdanovich working hard against each other as Durant puts it up. Wanted a foul, wasn't coming.
Excellent defense by Tommy Bdanovich on Leon Henry. Just would not let him get solid post position.
Harris. Bdanovich driving. Henry waiting for him. Just a bit of help from the rim and the glass, but it goes down. Bdanovich certainly winning that battle early.
Well, he's dominating with the jump shot, and then putting it on the deck now is going to be tough to stop.
Jalen Durant called for an offensive foul. Points down to the charge circle.
Well, already doubled up on the score sheet are the Huskies. Bringing in Anna Haku, and we have a timeout to discuss things a little bit more. And, you know, everything that Kevin Braswell was talking about before the game, we need a more sustained effort level. We got to pick up the pace early. Just haven't quite seen it yet. They're certainly missing Isaiah Muriohuhu-Leafa, but he's not out there. Somebody else is going to have to step up, and the team's going to have to do a better job.
We saw 25 minutes of Tanashi Matamanatso on opening night, running the point, and just 14 of Marvin Williams-Dunn, who fouled out. So I'm sure Kevin Braswell will want to see a little bit more of Williams-Dunn out there tonight.
Well, I think he's still testing out his rotations, certainly trying to figure out exactly who's going to be playing when. And, you know, can't reiterate this enough. Most of these coaches have had a max of 4 trainings with the teams that they're coaching right now. So if you're not familiar with these guys beforehand, you got to figure out what they have. So we're going to see minutes going up and down in these first couple of weeks of the competition.
And Tamanatsu comes in for the Huskies.
And what a story about him. Coming over to New Zealand to play basketball, had to spend, I think, a month alone as a 9-year-old in South Africa where he's trying to immigrate.
Bdanovich can't get that one to go. And the Huskies come the other way. Both Williams Dunn and Manawatu out there. As Williams Dunn draws a foul on Samuel.
Yeah, Donnie Samuel trying to knock the ball away, but he got a little too strong.
Tate Murray to inbound for the Huskies. Finds Anahaku. There's Williams Dunn. Anahaku just muscling his way into the lane. Manawatu will have to shoot. No, he won't. He'll drop it off to Henry with 1 second on the shot clock. Nice reverse layup from the veteran.
Well, better to be late than never. Got it off just before the shot clock expired.
Shot up from Bazan. Can't get it to go.
16-10 lead to the Jets right now. Having some technical difficulties on the score sheet you see on screen.
As Murray steps back into a three over Bdanovich. Can't get it to go. Rebound Harris. He's got Bazant to his right. Bdanovich to his left. He goes to Bazant. Shoots for three from the wing. And down it goes. Jaden Bazant.
Picking up right where he left off a couple of nights ago. 30 points in his debut and looks very smooth on the jumper.
Shot 3 for 7 from beyond the arc as Williams Dunn tries to reply in kind. Can't get it to go, and another rebound for Hiram Harris. That's his 5th rebound already with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Caleb Mullins out there now, and here's Hayes Walker. He shoots a long three. Oh, and he rattles that one in as well. Manawatu cooking early.
And the Huskies are not respecting the jump shooters. They're not defending them beyond the three-point line. And the Jets are stepping up to the challenge and saying, you're going to give me it, we're going to hit it.
22-10 Manawatu lead over Auckland as Mullins gets a hand on the Tate Murray drive. And Hiram Harris comes away with the ball once again for the Jets. Here's Bazant. Walker looking for back-to-back threes. Yes, he is. Shoots with his left hand. Can't get it to go. Now, and Tom Bdanovich draws that foul, sells that foul from Leon Henry. What a battle those two are having, and a wry smile from Bdanovich.
There's a lot of work that gets put in between those two. Has trained against each other for many a year. Leon Henry, of course, coming from the Wellington Saints, has spent a lot of time down there. And Tommy Bdanovich, is a product of the Wellington area, so came up playing against Leon, many a Saints training.
Samuel finds Walker, and there's that screen for him. Hayes Walker goes to work on Manawatu. Oh, and just a little miscommunication. Caleb Mullins had moved.
that is a miscommunication. Well, he had determined where he was going to go up. The defense slipped over. Good job sliding down on the strong side. So he tried to come back. He was stuck in no man's land and got the turnover.
22-10. The Jets lead the Huskies. So it's not pretty, but it's prettier than what you can see on your screen right now as Jalen Duran looks to close that gap. He can't, and this time the foul is called under the hoop on Jaden Bazan. Trying to deal with the muscle of Johnny Fesselai under the hoop for young Jaden Bazan. Not an easy task.
No, that is Johnny Fesselai is a man who's seen many a bench us. He could probably bench about 2 of them, maybe 3.
Here is Fesselai from Haku. It's going to go at Caleb Mullins. The Jets collapse and Nate Wilson into the game. 3 on the shot clock. Haku has to put it up. Can't get to go. Fesselai with the rebound. Manawatu for 3. That can't go either. And Hiram Harris comes away with another rebound. He goes to work. Mullins steps into a 3. Rebound Nate Wilson.
I'm seeing decent energy for the Huskies, but a lot of it is misguided. They're going to have to get a little bit more under control.
Spesalite dropping it off to Haku. Tried to finish over his shoulder. He can't.
Looks like he's worried about shot blockers, but there's no shot blockers out there for the Jets. You can just have to go straight up with it. You'll be better off.
Hipango shoots it too strong and too far. Well, Nate Wilson, who will inbound for the Huskies, what an introduction he made to the NBL on opening night. Wasn't a great night for the Huskies, but for Nate Wilson it was.
Well, never a great line when you lose, but as any player would tell you. But it's certainly pleasing to see him play off to his best. As we see a nice three-pointer.
Tanashi Mantamanazo on the board. 28 seconds to go in this one. Hiram Harris drives, loses control of the ball, but draws a foul. Second foul on Veselai.
The Huskies sure know how to use their fouls up. They're out there being physical.
Some good support for the Auckland Huskies in at Trust Arena here in Waitakere.
A little bit easier for the crowds to get out for the 5:30 games on the Saturday. It probably helps that we're in the midst of a torrential downpour out there.
Less than a second differential between shot clock and game clock. It's Jan Durant. Drives, loses control, and it's going to be Hiram Harris the other way with 2 wide on the shot clock. Doesn't get up in time, but either way it was blocked by Nate Wilson, and that'll do it for the first quarter. Manawatu out on top by 10 points. They lead the Auckland Huskies 23-13.
Well, 10 minutes in, it's about what we expected. A Jets lineup that's a little bit well drilled. With all their talent in there is a little bit more talented. And the Huskies, while improved on the effort categories, don't have the execution down just yet. And as you would expect when you're missing your starting point guard, a player that you're expecting to really carry a lot of the load.
Isaiah Mariuhuhu Leafa out of quarantine just this morning. Huskies play tomorrow. I'm not sure they'll risk him then. They're playing again on Tuesday, which I think is when we're more likely to see him, but you never know what happens tonight.
The word that I've heard, the scuttlebutt, as you were, is that he will not be playing tomorrow, but he will be playing on Tuesday. But nothing confirmed officially, so take that with a little grain of salt.
23-13, the Jets lead.
And it'll be interesting to see if the Huskies are able to come together, pull back, and pick up those effort levels. It's got to be disappointing to give up 23 points while only giving 13 yourselves in the first quarter. With the scoring talent they have and the way they wanted to play the game, we haven't really seen the level of three-point percentages or attempts even that we would have expected from Coach Kevin Braswell.
Not to provide any excuses for the Huskies, but Kevin Braswell himself was in quarantine for much of the build-up, so certainly had less of a hand on his team than the other coaches have had.
Well, talking to him before the game, he said he's only really had one training, and that was after their first game. Prior to that, it was basically just walkthroughs. They hadn't been able to really scrimmage against each other or go full on. They took the opportunity with a day off yesterday to train on Thursday and really go hard, really work on some stuff. He seemed pleased with the effort level of training, but he was, of course, waiting to see if it would be able to translate to the game.
Made the most of that timeout as well, Kevin Braswell. About half a minute overtime.
No such thing to overtime for a coach.
Ashton McQueen will inbound for the Jets. It's Hayes Walker, local lad from Palms North, representing his local team. It's always good to see. Hiram Harris has got under Hucker on him. He just makes light work of him though and draws a foul.
Well, a bit of a broken play for the Jets there. They were looking for Tom Bdanovich on the flare screen, but the ball didn't get reversed inside. Why not go to backup plan? Just roll it in the post. Let Hiram Harris go to work, use his physicality, get the foul, head to the line. Now see if he can hit two. Of course, the Jets up 23-13. Not what you see there on the scoreboard.
As much as Kevin Braswell wishes it was so.
24-13 now. The Manawatu Jets against the Auckland Huskies.
And Manautau brings it up for the Huskies. Here's Haku. He's got Hiram Harris in front of him. Henry drives straight into Harris. No foul coming for the ref. And Harris gets himself another rebound. Rebound number 10 already in this one.
The long arm of Nate Wilson reaches out, smacks out of the way, because it did look like a pretty sure layup if it had gotten through to Tom Bdanovich.
Harris turns down the three-pointer. Samuel spinning on Henry, spins the other way. Can't get it to drop. It's going to be rebound number 11 for Hiram Harris. He draws a foul as well as Nate Wilson just slips out underneath him.
11 rebounds on that's not a typo. That's ridiculous. This guy's trying to put his hand up with Mika Vakona as the best rebounder pound for pound in the competition.
Who we should see tomorrow. Lakers return for the Nelson Giants as Harris shoots. Rebound for Samuel. And that's going to be Jets ball off the foot of Manautau.
Donnie Samuel doing the hard work on the glass, physically holding this player in position. Couldn't quite find the range on the pass.
Nelson hoping to welcome back Mika Vakona, Dane Brooks and Mike Kirina tomorrow.
And what a welcome wagon that will be when you get three starters back. Mike Fitchett might throw a party. Coach Mike Fitchett for the Nelson Giants, that is.
Tia Tamata Frost checks in for the Jets. Who lead here 23-13 as Hayes Walker makes that 28-13, I should say, and a timeout was called by Kevin Braswell and the Auckland Huskies.
Well, it's all too easy for the Jets right now. Not enough fortitude defensively for the Huskies, and they're going to have to get something fixed on that really quickly before this one gets completely out of hand. But for the Jets, once again, must be pleasing for Coach Tim McCammony. Has come out and looked really under control, getting the shots that they want. Even when they're not scoring, they're still taking excellent looks, moving the ball around, being unselfish. The defensive effort has been pretty solid. I think a lot of the damage for the Huskies has been done by themselves, not running their offense cleanly and not quite getting anywhere they need to be. But if you're a Coach Tim McCammony, you'll definitely take it.
It's interesting, isn't it, Casey, how after the draft, I saw a lot of people, rank their teams, and the Huskies generally are at the top of most people's rankings, or at least there or thereabouts.
Well, you look at it, there's a lot of talent there. You consider Leon Henry, veteran leader with a slew of championships to his name. You look at Toy Smith-Milner, a player who's plied his trade in NBL 1 during the New Zealand NBL season the last couple of years. And is certainly a guy that you would look at for high double-figure scoring and double-figure rebounds with his physique and his skill level. The youth movement they've got coming up behind him, the coaching staff, but of course, early in the season, what we see now is not going to be what we see towards the end of the year.
Here is Smith-Milner. Just 2 points to his name as he sends Dane Samuel flying.
I will not accept that charge because that was a flop and a half. Somebody call the Oscar committee because even Dane Samuel can't believe that he got that call.
A little laugh between the two.
There was like a 3-second hesitation between getting hit and actually flying backwards.
I don't mind it.
Of course you don't.
The youngster, Dane Samuel, just 21 years old, earning the foul from the 25-year-old Smith-Milner. 39 times a tall black.
There's the floor moppers getting in there. Dane Samuel, you were on the other block. How'd you get all the way over there? But at least he's sweating quite a bit. Always good when you fall down and they have to bring a lot of mopping out there.
Good work by a plethora of volunteers around the Sales NBL Showdown. Tom Bdanovich will bring the ball up for the Jets. Hand it off to Hayes Walker, who drives on Smith-Milner. Finishes beautiful right-handed reverse layup.
Well, finishing with the offhand there and showing nice body control, a vision of where the defenders are, and a good finish as they stretch that lead to 17 points, 30-13 now.
Smith-Milner, Samuel in front of him, shoots the mid-range J. And who doesn't want the rebound from the Manawatu Jets? As Hayes Walker is fouled in mid-court by Mantabanato.
And you see the mentality of the Jets right now. It's just a lot more positive than the Huskies. Gang rebounding on the defensive end, heads down, running the lane, benches pumped up. The Huskies just got to find a way to get some enthusiasm in. I'd like to see him be a little bit more aggressive on the rim. They're settling for some mid-range shots. Put some pressure on the defense. Put some pressure on the officiating crew to call some fouls. Get yourself to the free throw line. Need to find a way to get into the rhythm.
Walker turns the corner, finishes again nicely. Hayes Walker with back-to-back buckets.
And just froze the defender from challenging that shot, looking like it was going to make a pass, but kisses it off the glass for the nice finish.
Jalen Durant. Here's Smith-Milner mismatch. Josiah Larissy into the game for his first ever bit of NBL action. And he commits a foul on a 39-time tall black.
And Toy Smith-Milner takes it in the post and does a better job of going to the rim. I think for my taste, would like to see him be right on that rim in that situation. He's got quite the size advantage in that matchup.
Josiah Larissy wearing number 55 there in honour of Jason Williams, one of his favourite players. Made the drive from Wellington, where he lives now, to the Manawatu Jets trials earlier in the year and earned his spot.
So much opportunity for players across New Zealand in the competition this year with the lack of accessibility for imports that normally come over and are normally some of the more talented players in the league. It's 3 spots per team that opened up, and a lot of guys finally got to realize their NBL dream.
Dane Samuel might have got a finger in the eye. Sniffs it off, and away he goes.
Bounced back quickly, so it could have been that deep. Calling for a sub, though. Doesn't like what he feels with his eye. Going to ask the physio to take another look at it.
Caleb Mullins comes in. 32-14, Manawatu up on Auckland, and Marvin William Duns brings it the other way. Durant drops it off to Smith-Milner. Good hand from Hayes Walker. And away come the Jets through Tia Tamata Frost and Hiram Harris. Walker. Oh, good block there. Toy Smith-Milner gets a big pour up there. Harris for three, can't get it to drop. Rebound Mullins, more second chance opportunities for the Jets. 4 on the shot clock. Walker shoots a long 2. And they probably had better opportunities during that possession as Toy Smith-Milner uses a bit of savvy and guile to draw a foul at half court.
Trying to pull the Steve Nash is a little tough when you're 6'9" and 115 kilo, but he does it very ably. But it's the little things. It's the 1%ers for the Huskies right now that aren't getting done. They're missing the blocks out on the missed shot, getting other opportunities. When you're down 18 points, you have to start stringing things together. You have to string together stops. You have to string together buckets. And right now, the Huskies' only game this weekend, is he, Hugh?
And they've got a big one tomorrow against the Franklin Bulls. The first Battle of the North between two new franchises, both based in the Auckland region.
Battle of the North. I think Northland might get a little bit upset about hearing that, but got to get a team in the competition. As north as we get right now.
Of course, if the Huskies can't reverse this deficit, as Smith-Milner goes up with his left hand, can't get it to drop, there'll be both Auckland teams searching for their first win as a franchise. It's Hiram Harris.
Are you already writing off the Huskies, Hugh?
Tamara Frost drops that one and extends the lead to 21. As Duran goes the other way, blocked by Harris.
Oh, excellent hustle by Harris. The counterattack was quick, but the defensive hands were quicker. Scores 35-14 for
Harris
the Jets.
dancing into the lane on Leon Henry. Goes up. Oh, beautiful finish from Hiram Harris, who really is putting on a show here tonight for the Manawatu Jets. 8 points and 13 rebounds.
One-way traffic all over. 37-14 is the score, as we're having a little bit of trouble with the scoreboard on your screen.
Leon Henry can't get that one to go. Jaden Bazan comes the other way, pulls up from the free throw line, but a legal screen has been called, I believe, on Caleb Mullins.
Something finally goes right for the Huskies. Unfortunately for them, it wasn't a bucket.
And Tom Bdanovich and Dane Samuel check into the game for the Jets.
Once again, with 5:08 to play in the second quarter. Manawatu Jets 37, Auckland Huskies 14. Can the Huskies find something? Get a little bit of rhythm, get some consistency.
This is Tame Murray. Made the tall
There we
blacks
go.
as a 17-year-old. Nice move. Takes the contact from Samuel. Finishes nicely off the glass.
Find your ability there. Tame Murray does a great job of using his speed to get around the bigger player and finishing strong.
Bdanovich steps back for three. Oh, and rattles in another one. Tom Bdanovich.
Goes from a post position to a catch outside the three-point line and drains it. Shooting really well from the perimeter.
Leon Henry trying to get his stroke going. Misses to the right.
15 points for Tommy V.
Jaden Bazan from almost behind the backboard on the baseline gets it to drop, and Tim McTavity's men can't do much wrong at the moment.
Jaden Bazan is just so under control for a player his age. I've been so impressed by his game. Really doesn't belie his age.
Murray shoots for three, and that's not rolling. Not much dropping for the Huskies at the moment, and they trail 42-16 here at Trust Arena. Bazan drops it into Samuel, who would like that matchup on Murray. Bdanovich again for three. This one's short.
So close, yet so far. Tom Bdanovich, up to that point, had only missed one shot. Was 6 for 7 from the field. Now 6 for 8. 75%, not so bad.
Oh,
no,
too
nice
easy
pass.
to call. From
Beautiful
the
basketball.
Oh, nice basketball from the Jets. Harris to Bazant.
Defensive transition, just a really bad mistake by the guards there. You can't if you're the last guard back in defensive transition, you just cannot let that defender or that offensive player get behind you as a defender. In that case, the clever finish by Jaden Bazant, catching the alley, finishing with a layup.
There's Murray driving in, poked away from Jaden Bazant. It'll be Huskies ball.
The Huskies still searching for askers, not sure what the conversation is. And we got a timeout to the Jets. What does Tim McTammany have to discuss right now? Just rolling at the moment. A 28-point lead. Completely in control offensively, just dominating the statistical categories.
We'll take a wee break here and be back very shortly as the Jets lead the Huskies 44-16 at Trust Arena.
Girls Got Game is a fun and friendly program designed specifically for girls.
And it's coached by all female coaches in schools and local associations.
We want more girls to be more involved with the game, and the female game is already on the rise, but we want to get more females on the court.
Basically what we're trying to do is teach the fundamentals such as shooting, ball handling, passing, defensive skills, but along the way teaching girls how to have fun, come together, and then getting as many girls as we can in the game of basketball.
Girls that want to get involved in the program just need to contact their local basketball association to get started.
Back to the action, and Leon Henry and the Auckland Huskies trying to reverse the trend so far in this game.
And the only statistical category that the Huskies are winning right now is free throw percentage.
Nice dish from Hiram Harris to Dane Samuel. As the Jets are just all over the Huskies in this one, the Trust Arena.
Kevin Braswell is not going to be happy at halftime. I don't think I would even want to be a fly in the wall in that locker room.
Toy Smith-Milner gets nothing but air on that right-handed hook. Bazant finds Ashley McQueen. Harris will just spin baseline, bumps into Leon Henry and fires for Bdanovich, who shoots a three, and Henry's up and getting the rebound. Tane Murray from the wing. Good look.
Decent look. Decent look, but you got to understand the situation. Quick shots when you're just down by this many points, and got to understand you need great shots at the moment. You have to have buckets. You have to do something to stem the tide. And right now, the Huskies just don't have the answers.
Two on the shot clock. Bazant out. Bdanovich on the buzzer. Down it goes. Tom Bdanovich. Another three-pointer. 18 points. As Matamanato tries to reply in kind, but he can't. 49-16 with 90 seconds to go. Bazant dropped it off to Samuel. Rebound Smith-Milner. Can the Huskies get something going to end the second half on a high? Here's Leon Henry spinning, getting stripped, but he regathers and he draws a foul.
Well, all praise little miracles. Got something positive going for him there. Of course, we should reiterate again, of course, their starting point guard not here, and without that point guard position, without that floor general to go out there, control things, this is looking a little bit like a rudderless ship.
Marvin Williams done, and Tinashe Matamanato. 2-point guard options at the moment. Oh, Matamanato puts on the burners, finishes nicely.
Huzzah! A bucket
Something for the Huskies fans to cheer about. Oh, good hand. His long arms to Nate Wilson again. Forcing the turnover. Williams done. Nice Tane Murray. Haku in the middle. Matabanaza looking for back-to-back buckets. He drains that three as well. Gives something for the Auckland Huskies fans to cheer for.
We're finally finding a little bit of ball movement, moving the ball around.
Jaden Zant rattles that one in and quietens the Auckland crowd. As Haku thinks about the three from the top, shoots it, misses to the left. Rebound, Bdanovich. He brings it up. 10 seconds to go in this one. Ashton McQueen. Oh, he drains it with 10 on the clock. And that'll do for the first half here. 54-21. An offensive explosion from the Manawatu Jets, who have just put the Auckland Huskies to the sword in the first half here at Trust Arena. As we get our Saturday night of basketball underway. So far it's a tough one for the Huskies. And we can go down courtside now. Casey Frank, who's with Hiram Harris.
One-way traffic at the moment. But for you guys, how are you going to go into halftime, keep the energy up, knowing you're up by 30?
Just know we got to come out and it's nil all. Start of the second half, come out with that same energy we started with the first. Be aggressive, keep attacking, and keep our defense up, because that's what's leading us to transition baskets.
An unbelievable job by you in the first quarter. You had 10 rebounds in that first quarter. What is your mindset trying to be that aggressive and get those boards?
It's just always what I've been like, just all effort for me, crash hard. If you don't get it, just run back, but obviously the ball's falling in my hands, which is good.
Well, so far so good. Keep up that work. Great job. And now, of course, I have Tinashe Muntamzanzado. Difficult first half for you guys. What can you do when you go back in the locker room to try and reassess and find some answers?
I think, firstly, it starts off with our defense. Like, our defense at the moment isn't cutting it at the moment, but we have our defensive assignment, but we're getting lost way too many times. We got to know the shooters and we got to stop the shooters. I think we'll be okay after we do that stuff, but at the moment we're getting burned on fast breaks, on catch and shoot threes. We know our assignments, but we're not executing at the end of the day.
Well, good luck in the second half, Tinashe.
Half-time here at Trust Arena, and the Manawatu Jets lead the Auckland Huskies 54-21. We'll be back after a short break.
There's a lot to be said about you Kiwis. You like breaking new ground? You're the best in your field? Stand up for what you believe in. But when it comes to pizza, you can't beat authenticity. Sal's Authentic New York Pizza.
Welcome back to Trust Arena in Waitakere. And a big thanks to our partners at ATEED for their sponsorship of the event, and wonderful hosting from Auckland City. Great place to spend 6 weeks, watch a bit of basketball. Hugh Baden here with Casey Frank. Hey Casey,
so you can watch a bit of basketball, or you can watch what the Huskies did in the first half, which was not quite that. I mean, disappointing for the Huskies. All credit, of course, to the Jets, who's come out prepared, really shooting well, shooting an excellent percentage. I mean, for the Huskies, though, you hate to see effort being an issue 2 times in a row, but you look at the statistical categories, completely dominated by the Manawatu. As stated before, they're shooting 66% from the field. There we have the score, 51-24. But that doesn't tell the story. Once again, the only statistical category that the Huskies are winning is free throw percentage, and even that's only at 66%.
Not pretty if you're an Auckland basketball fan. They're also leading in turnovers, 8-5.
Well, that's never a winning category. That said, look into it. What can they actually do to fix this? They can get a little bit more aggressive with their defensive schemes, possibly getting some doubles, push Jaden Bazan out of his comfort zone, try and get some turnovers, force that defense to offense. Offensively, I think they need to start inside out. They've been settling for the perimeter jump shots. If they could change that around, maybe start driving a little bit more, and from that percentage, maybe that could change things up. Instead, right now, they're not enough passes, settling for not the best shots, and not getting enough opportunities in transition.
You talk about the effort plays. Box out's a huge one, and Hiram Harris currently has 16 rebounds, and we'll talk more about that and see more of that in the second half when we return after the break.
There's a lot to be said about you Kiwis. You like breaking new ground? You're the best in your field? Stand up for what you believe in. But when it comes to pizza, you can't beat authenticity. Sal's Authentic New York Pizza.
Hopes and Schools is a national initiative that sees us, Basketball New Zealand, partner with the local association and a local funder to install more fit-for-purpose hoops across New Zealand. So a lack of suitable facilities is still one of our biggest challenges as participation continues to rise. So what the Hopes and Schools initiative is doing is it's providing more long-term sustainable opportunities for the tamariki and local communities to stay involved and keep participating in basketball.
I've been involved with this program since its inception really. The first launch that we did up in South Auckland a couple of years ago was really successful, and we've seen the numbers of kids playing basketball up there really explode, and now they've got somewhere to play, and it's awesome to bring it down to Tauranga now and to get some hoops down there and give the kids facilities that they need to go out and play and get better.
Schools obviously get a budget like everyone does, and we have things that we have to prioritise, but like anything, things are tight. So to be able to, with you guys, to provide these basketball hoops for our tamariki is absolutely gold.
These hoops are awesome. Welcome back to Trust Arena. As we prepare for the second half between the rampant Manawatu Jets and the so far listless Auckland Huskies.
Well, the Jets found the jet fuel and they're using it to full effect.
You know, this eventuality of a team not being up to scratch for whatever reason, their #1 draft pick only coming out of quarantine today is similar with the coach. Players coming from overseas like Tohi Smith-Milner, another one who had to go into quarantine. That's why this league is set up like it is with the AFL method, I should call it, in terms of every team makes the playoffs, 1 to 4, have a second chance. It gives the teams like the Huskies to get into their rhythm.
Well, that's the most important thing. You can't lose confidence. It's very early in the process, and a lot of basketball yet to be played. But you want to find those levels of consistency of effort, if not performance.
Well, Tohi Smith-Milner gets stripped on the first possession of the second half. Hiram Harris comes away with it. What a first half he had. And this man, Tom Bdanovich, who drains another three. Thomas Bdanovich now has 21 points. 5 from 7 beyond the arc.
Just making it look too easy. Taking advantage of a defense that's playing very soft on a guy that they should be up and in as tight as possible.
Williams Dunn drops it into Smith-Milner, who just finishes nicely over Hiram Harris. Toy Smith-Milner going to become so key for this Husky side as the competition goes on. Harris drives, draws a foul, and just waiting for the referee to make a decision on if the bucket counts. It doesn't.
It does not. Looked like he might have been fouled after the ball was picked up, but the Huskies will not complain as they see a 57-23 deficit.
Tom Bdanovich gives it back to Jaden Bazant, who shoots a three of his own. Williams done. The Huskies trying to turn the pace up, and Tame Murray's hasn't found his range yet today, and there's a foul called on Williams done. I was going to say, Casey, for Tom Bdanovich, who we mentioned the other night, we're hoping from his stint with the Jets over the next 6 weeks to secure a contract in the Australian NBL.
He certainly will be. And, you can see how he's developed his offensive game. He did get limited minutes and opportunity with the Breakers last year. But he showed promise, especially with his ability to guard bigs. And if he can keep this perimeter development going, he can be a scoring threat as well.
Ashton McQueen can't get it to drop. And the combination of Leon Henry and Tohi Smith-Milner bringing the rebound for the Huskies. Williams Dunn, 3 in transition. That goes down. Just 19-year-old from Rosmini College, Marvin Williams Dunn. McQueen drops into Darno Samuel, who shoots a three over Leon Henry. Can't get it to drop, and a nice box out from Tane Murray. Williams Dunn the other way.
Leon Henry had snuck out, but Williams Dunn did not see him with that leak out, unfortunately, so unable to take advantage.
Huskies ball under the hoop. Henry can't get that to drop. Hiram Harris was thrust out of bounds into one of the advertising hoardings.
Took a little bit extra from Tohi Smith-Milner.
Bazant gets Tohi Smith-Milner in the air. McQueen from the baseline. Oh, price check off the top of the backboard.
Well, that should be a shot clock violation. The backboard not count as part of the rim. Sometimes I wish it did. It's just a game of incremental moments for the Huskies now. They got to look at this. We've got 2.5 minutes to the 5-minute mark. Can we get 30 points without letting them score? Can we start chip away as much as we can possibly to give ourselves a chance? Whoa, Jared there.
Gets 2 Jets on the floor and finishes from around the free throw line. Tripped over each other.
Ghost Sniper came out and took those guys down.
Jaden Bazant drops it into Hiram Harris. Leon Henry comes over to help. Leaves Bdanovich wide open for 3. Can't get it to go. Rebound Henry.
Well, that's the one shooter you don't want to leave, and the Huskies were happy to leave him.
No, nice pass from Williams Dunn to Jalen Durant, but it's got a much taller Darno Samuel ahead of him. Here's Bazan. Into Bdanovich. Goes to work down low. Big rebound from Tohu Smith-Milner. Murray. Good aggression. Good aggression from Tane Murray. He draws a foul as well.
I don't think bad positioning by Hiram Harris there, but inside the charge circle from the angle that I could see. And Tane Murray, very aggressive, putting some pressure on the rim. I think more of that is the prescription to what ails the Huskies at the moment.
Tane Murray, 4th round pre-selection by the Auckland Huskies.
Was he a 4th round talent, Hugh?
I guess we'll know by the end of the 6 weeks. But the independent panel certainly adjudicated that he was the first pick of the 4th round, I should say. There's Hiram Harris. Got Murray ahead of him. What a matchup for Tane Murray. Harris recently called into the Tall Blacks squad. Present. Catch and shoot from the free throw line. Hayes Walker tries to tap it to Harris, but Harris puts his foot on the line.
I am impressed by the Jets' ability to come in out at halftime. And while they've let their foot off the gas ever so slightly, the effort levels are still pretty good, considering the deficit that they've already handed the Huskies.
57-31, a long way back for Kevin Braswell's men as Tane Murray drives. Oh, Tom Bdanovich was waiting for him though. Bazan. I like the aggression from Murray. Samuel. Just travelled as he tried to get Tohu Smith-Milner in the air.
But you can see the difference in the offenses on this end with the Jets. Balls humming around the perimeter. They're making the defenders adjust. When you get down to the Huskies side, you're lucky if you get 2 passes before they're just going head on into the defenders. Got to move that ball side to side, make the defense break, and take aim at the weakness.
Williams done. Finds Murray in the corner. Tane Murray gets that one to go.
Nice to see him have a perimeter shot drop.
1 for 5 now from beyond the arc. Jaden Bazan gets himself in a bit of trouble. And here he comes on the other end. Tane Murray drops into Jaden Bazan.
Yeah, Jaden Garan there. Jalen really did a good job as we see the timeout for the Manawatu, but Jalen Garan running with Tane Murray. Had he not, that basket would have been possible. And some positive notes for the Huskies. Cut it all the way to 21. Almost back in the ball game.
As you see the Huskies timeout. Meanwhile, the Jets are still almost at mid-court. The 5 that are on the court. Talking to the coach, Tim McCarry.
Well, they just need to reassess a little bit. That intensity, as expected, has dropped ever so slightly.
Very much a coach who trusts his players to work through the problems themselves.
He does now, with a few tall blacks out there. But yeah, Tim McTammany is a coach who wants his players to figure it out on their own. He's going to give them the tools to do it in training. And on game day, they've got to figure it out. And up until the last couple of minutes, had this completely sussed. But clawing their way back in are the Huskies. Trying to chip away at it. But right now, they're chipping away at it at the rate of Tim Robbins and the Shawshank Redemption. It's going to take 30 years to make that tunnel.
It was worth it in the end. Hayes Walker finds Daniel Samuel, shoots the 3, and that one goes down.
And too easy. Tohu Smith-Milner doesn't get a hand up, is happy to let him have the shot. At this point in the game, at this point in the score sheet, you got to contest everything.
Williams Dunn drives on Bazan. Nice finish from the youngster.
But even that offensively, we don't see any ball movement. It's just one-on-one attack without moving things at all. Got to involve your teammates. Got to make the defenders put more effort in.
Samuel for 3 from the wing. Off the front iron. Tane Murray is fouled at half court.
have found a little bit of success, have the Huskies in the second half of transition basketball, either off the miss or off the turnover. They've been able to put a little bit of pressure against the Jets in that regard. That, of course, starts with solid defensive possessions. Huskies still do not have a double-digit scorer in the game, being led at the moment by Tane Murray and Marvin Williams Dunn with 8 apiece.
And Nashiman Tabanato
off the bench with 8 as well.
Haku, mid-range jump shot from the baseline, can't get it to go. Here's Harris, finds Bdanovich, catch and shoot on the baseline. Tom Bdanovich from the corner is red hot.
And Leon Henry contested that one early. Tom Bdanovich, didn't matter to him. I will still drain that triple in your eye.
24 points for Bdanovich, 6 from 9 from beyond the arc, as Murray tries to return the favour but can't. And away goes Hayes Walker and the Manawatu Jets. Skips in past Marvin Williams Dunn. Thought he felt some contact, but no whistle. And here come the Huskies. Murray going around the screen from Haku, drawing a foul from Dane Samuel.
And the way Anahaku set that screen, with the defensive attention all being on the ball handler coming off of that, he's just got to slip right away, calls that his own defender to go with him, because when he's letting him hang around the ball handler, that's causing a lot of attention being held there, that's making it difficult to get a pass out of there or get a decent look.
Caleb Mullins checks into the game for Dane Samuel. Tom Bdanovich deals with some hecklers from the sideline. Well-known ones as well. The Jones family. Courtside at almost every basketball game in New Zealand, and wonderful to see them out for the NBL Showdown.
Always have been great supporters of basketball in the Auckland area. Normally Harbour, but no team for Harbour now.
Nice move from Tane Murray. Crossover on the baseline, reverse finish with the left hand, and that's the promise that we know Tane Murray has.
Yeah, it is tantalizing. He's the word on the street is he's had offers from Pac-10 schools, from ACC or from Big East schools. So a lot of interest in him at college. Of course, he's still in high school. Did have a game for his high school team, Rosmini, last night. Backing up, as you do when you're his age.
Those 18-year-old legs. Good rebound from Haku. He uses the anger that he got from not getting the foul call to bump into Mullins, as Murray bumps into Hiram Harris and draws a foul there.
And those are the fouls that we were talking about earlier with Hiram Harris, that he needs to find a way to adjust himself so he can play defense physically, aggressively, but not use the full force of his strength against the drive like that, which just knocks Tane Murray off and gives him an opportunity from the free throw line. The correct score is 63-40 to the Manawatu Jets. They haven't quite yet gotten up Tane Murray's last 2-point bucket.
Make that 63-41 as Ashton Lightning McQueen checks in for Jaden Bazant.
We did have some questions if Lightning was his nickname, and that is the word.
It is, and that's why he wears number 95. As Harris drives past Murray and draws a foul off him.
But what I really want to know is if he gets a photo taken of him, does he say ka-chow?
I would hope so.
Might as well.
In fact, I'd be pretty disappointed if he didn't.
Well, not much disappointing the Jets right now.
Hiram Harris to inbound. 10 points and 18 rebounds to his name. Turnover as well now as he throws it to Nate Wilson, who drives past McQueen and gets it to go.
Offense to defense. Picks up the turnover, reads the lane, and Nate Wilson, another promising young player, gets in that passing lane, uses that length, and the Huskies have a little run. They could cut it under 20 for the first time in a long time.
Biggest lead was 36 for the Jets. Here's Tom Bdanovich. It's 24 points. Oh.
Getting sloppy for the Jets.
Well, how hard is it, Casey, when you have such a large lead to maintain it, maintain concentration?
I've always thought that was one of the harder things to do in sport. You know, when you're completely dominating the team and you just feel like it's not their day, it's definitely yours. You can come out after halftime and, you know, you'd be very surprised if they weren't saying the right things in there, that it's 0-0, got to come out with that same fire. But we all are human. And when you come out and you think, I could probably take my foot off the pedal just a bit. Well, what tends to happen, and it comes off a lot, and can change things, can completely change the outcome of the game.
There's the Auckland Huskies development squad. Carl Neuer in the background, sitting down with the big beard, a representative of the 3x3 crowd for New Zealand.
One of New Zealand's top 3-on-3 players. Got a solid crowd out here on a Saturday afternoon. If they're Huskies fans, I hope they come back.
Plenty of time left in the Sal's NBL Showdown. Plenty of time left in this game, Casey.
Well, the crowd's ecstatic. They're having a great time. Enjoying themselves.
The next generation of Hoops fan. Good to see the youngsters out.
And of course, the family atmosphere, the kids is what it's all about. A lot of these guys grew up, who are on the court now, grew up watching the New Zealand NBL across the country.
As Marvin Williams done. Change of pace, but it's not a great pass, and it just bounces past Tim Murray.
And I've always really liked Marvin Williams Dunn's energy, in particular his aggression on the defensive end. Offensively, what you can see right now is he's predetermining what he wants to do with the basketball before he reads what the defense gives him. That one he wanted to pass to the corner and just pass it regardless.
They got it in anyway for Thomas Bdanovich, who banks that three-pointer in.
It's that kind of night for the Huskies. Tom Bdanovich, he'll take it, but he wasn't happy about it.
He shook his head as he made his way back up the court as Murray pulls up for the free throw line, comes off the back line. And Jaden Braswell brings it the other way from Manawatu. Or steps through and goes clattering into his own player, Dane Samuel, but still gets the finish.
No effect on the champ. Took the shot, made the bucket. Jaden Braswell, I've been so impressed by him. I think he's got a bright future.
And Tamanazzo. There's Tay Murray. There's Tom Bdanovich ahead of him. Battling to stay in front. Nate Wilson pulls up from the baseline. Can't get it to drop. And Bdanovich is hassled by Anahaku. And there is the foul.
It's getting gritty. We're getting to the nitty and the gritty. And some of the Auckland players, probably a little bit of frustration bubbling up. Regardless of how big a deficit the Huskies right now, the good news is they get to back it up tomorrow.
With a bit of feeling as well, I imagine, against the Franklin Bulls. And not just contrived feeling because they both happen to be from Auckland. There is a genuine ill feeling there around certain practices around maybe recruiting players before the draft.
Let me get some tea. Tell me more.
From both those clubs. We're battling over the same geographical area, of course, for pre-selections in the draft. So one would promise one, the other would up the offer to the other. And it was fascinating to watch and some good fun.
Technical called?
On Anahaku.
Well, it was only a matter of time.
Just our second technical foul of the Sal's NBL so far. We had one which was more of a procedural one among a player who wasn't on a score sheet and then was. This is our first one for a bit of dissent, and it's Jaden Braswell and his high arcing free throw that does the damage for the Jets. 69-44. They lead Auckland. Just under 90 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Tom Bdanovich, Hucker in front of him. Samuel has got a weight advantage on young Nate Wilson, and he shows it. Oh, nice baseline spin move from Dane Samuel.
Well, did an excellent job of taking his time as Tom
Bdanovich
Bdanovich reads that lane and takes the ball out of the passing lane. And Dane Samuel wants the ball on the block again.
Instead, he'll have it on the three-point line. Can't get it to drop, and that's a foul. As he went for the rebound on Tom Bdanovich.
Bdanovich gets fouled by Tanashi Matambanzaza. The effort levels of Tommy V today have been supreme. 27 points already. Only 3 rebounds, 1 assist, but shooting 10 for 14 from the field. 27 points in 23 minutes.
Gets it to drop. His first, leading the way scoring-wise for the Jets. Hiram Harris, meanwhile, 10 points, 18 rebounds, and 5 assists.
I really do love his energy. And when he was playing with the Illawarra Hawks last year, which of course have been redubbed the Hawks for next season competition, but he did remind me a lot of Mika Vakona as a young player. You know, he hadn't been skilled yet, but really has that fire, that desire, that nose for the basketball, and the willingness to put his body on the line, and more than willingness, I think enjoyment of it.
Wilson skates through the gap.
But you can just see the Huskies' offense. Everything's so hard for them on the side of the court. Everything seems so effortless for the Jets when they're on the offensive end. And just such a grind for the Huskies to get anything going in a positive manner.
Big shout out to all the volunteers, including the floor moppers, one of whom is a up-and-coming player herself. Lily Morgan, a moppet today, but also plays Prem's Carmel and Harbour under 15s. Great to see her giving back to the game when she's not playing it.
Basketball's, it gets in the blood here in New Zealand. Once you're in the scene, it's tough to get out.
Samuel skips and dances on Haku, but he loses the ball. Oh, good hustle from Tame Murray. Gets it back. Nate Milson round the back to Jalen Durant. No look pass to Mataba Nadzo for 3. And they just didn't get the finish, the Huskies. Everything else was very pretty.
Doing the work, but can't get it done. Nice to see the bodies on the floor, a little bit of hustle. Keep that effort level going. But the result stretches a little bit further away.
73-44. 16 seconds to go in this third quarter.
When we give Lily a shout out, she's not even out here to start mopping the floor.
One of those ones in the middle of the court where the moppets at either end don't know if it's their territory.
Right.
You know, when the ball boys in tennis, if the ball's in the middle, they don't know who goes.
Do you always err on the side of aggression there or caution? Which one do you think?
Well, Lily went for caution. Or just well read from Nate Wilson on the slightly lackadaisical pass from
only 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Tabernazo has to put it up. He passes it to Durant, who gets it up, but it doesn't go down. And that'll do us 3 quarters in the books here at Trust Arena. The first game of the Saturday night basketball in the NBL showdown. The Manawatu Jets lead the Auckland Huskies 73-44. We'll be back shortly after this break.
Girls Got Game is a fun and friendly program designed specifically for girls.
And it's coached by all female coaches in schools and local associations.
We want more girls to be more involved with the game, and the female game is already on the rise, but we want to get more females on the court.
basically what we're trying to do is teach the fundamentals such as shooting, ball handling, passing, defensive skills, but along the way teaching girls how to have fun, come together, and then getting as many girls as we can in the game of basketball.
Girls that want to get involved in the program just need to contact their local basketball association to get started.
Welcome back to Trust Arena, and a very special welcome to our fans of Palmerston North, Jets fans who will be having a great time right now in the Manawatu as their team leads 73-44.
And a change in fortune for the Jets franchise from just a year ago, when budget restrictions and desire to develop young local talent led to a team that was quite young, probably a little less talented than some of the other teams in the competition, but was a nice opportunity for some of the young guys to learn the game, to get to play at the NBL level. Some of the fruits of that labor can be seen today.
Likes of Hayes Walker,
Donnie Samuel,
Asher McQueen, all learning under their imports last year. There's Jaden Bazant, steps back, hops back more into a three, and he drains it as well. What a way to start the fourth quarter for Jaden Bazant.
He's got an excellent awareness of space on the court. He knows exactly how much room he needs to get off his jumper and exactly how much room the defenders are giving him when he tries to take it.
Johnny Fessler into the game, trying to work his way into Tom Bdanovich. Forearm action there, and he gets up with the left hand and drops it in.
Well, working hard for that bucket there, using his physicality to go through the chest of Tom Bdanovich.
Bdanovich wide open for three, and I'm not sure why, because he's dropped another one. 8 for 11, Tom Bdanovich. He has 32 points.
That's got to drive KB crazy as Jalen Garan hits the triple on the other side, but Tom Bdanovich was one pass away, and the defender completely left him for some reason.
There's Bazant. Drives up with the left hand, kisses off the glass, but it falls into the grateful paws of Tori Smith-Milner. Finds Durant, drives on Hapango. Can't get it to go. And it's a foul called on Johnny Fessler.
Well, Tom Bdanovich is starting to work the refs a little bit, trying to get some calls now. He's like, hey, this is a 30-point game. Can you start calling some of this tacky stuff? It's always difficult when you're in the team that's winning by quite a large margin, and you expect the team that's losing to be a little gritty, get in there, get some fouls, but you still want the ref to call it like it's a tight game because you don't want anybody getting those free shots on you physically.
If I'm Tom Bdanovich, I'll just be happy I keep getting open from the three-point line. As Dane Samuel finds himself wide open. A good hustle from Larissy. Harris goes on and throws it down on Tanashi Matabanato.
That was nice by Hiram Harris. Tanashi Matabanato. Next time, discretion is the better part of valor.
There's Larissy in transition. Just past too far. He can't get it through to Samuel. And Marvin Williams-Duns comes the other way. No look pass, but it goes straight to Bazant. And Larissy does well to corral the loose ball in.
Jaden Bazant does well to just slow it down, get a little bit of control as things were getting a little bit loose.
Bazant drives. Here's Larissy again picking up the loose ball. He can't get the right-handed hook to go. Good hustle shown by Larissy on NBL debut so far. Oh, that is certainly a foul, Dane Samuel, who drops his shoulder into Jalen Durant.
But a good foul in transition. Your team's hustling, scrambling back. Nothing wrong with getting a hand in there and stopping the play if you're not going to get called for intentional or flagrant.
Tia Tomato Frost into the game. Fessler shoots from three-point land. Nothing but net on that one. Johnny Fess.
Oh, he's got the weight room and a bit of soft touch.
81-52. Bdanovich again open for three, and again he drains it. Tom Bdanovich, 9 for 12, 35 points. as Tohi Smith-Milner works hard to get that ball, but again, the Jets are going to come away with it. Bazant driving on Gerrand. Good offensive rebound from Tia Tamata Frost, who draws a foul as well. And that helps the teammate up.
If I'm Tim McTammany at this point, I'm probably getting my starters off the court. I'm a little bit afraid of the physicality and some of the cheap shots that's coming in. I don't want any of your starters to get hurt at this point in the game. 32 points, a little under 7 minutes to go. Get those young fellas some time. Of course, they're all young fellas, so maybe he thinks he is.
Tia Tamata Frost, age 28, the oldest player in the team. Well, Nelson Kirksey, technically, is a member of the Manawatu Jets right now, but still waiting for clearance to come over from Australia. Hoping to see him later on in the season. Played the last 4 years at Australian State Basketball, was MVP of the Big V not long ago.
And are you aware, fill me in if you can, how is it he was qualified for the Jets?
He has a Kiwi partner. Really, anyone who is allowed in the country can play. And through his Kiwi partner, he'll be allowed in the country. Tanashi Matamanato tries to keep this offense going. Tory Smith-Milner, 3 off balance. Huskies battling for the rebound. Fesalai and Harris tied up. And that's a jump ball, the possession arrow going the way of the Huskies.
Good hustle by the players there. Putting their bodies on the line.
Fesalai can't get that 3 to go. And away come the Jets.
And a lack of execution by the Huskies. It's just time to get some shots up, apparently.
Tamata Frost in rhythm for 3. No go there. Rebound Liam Henry. Oh, that's a poor pass from Williams Dunn. And Harris goes the other way. He's got Bdanovich to his left. He's tied up in a foul. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Just about got put in a headlock and somehow still got the shot up. Oh, the unforced errors just piling up like crazy.
20 rebounds for Hiram Harris to go with 12 points.
Just a little 20 piece. Not bad. Snack on it, young fella. Snack on it.
35 points for Tom Bdanovich, who shot 9 for 12 just beyond the arc.
Tip through some of the stats here. The Jets shooting 52% from the field, 42 rebounds to 29 for the Auckland Huskies, 14 to assists for the Jets to 8 for the Huskies. It's beating them in steals, blocks, and now even the turnovers. The Huskies are winning. So the Huskies cannot wait for this clock to run all the way down.
Although then they're going to have to face Kevin Braswell.
Maybe they might want to stay on the court for a while. Get a nice good warm down.
As Williams Dunn goes around the screen from Leon Henry. He drops it off to Montabanato. Goes around the screen from his captain again. Williams Dunn in the other corner for 3. Good rebound from Henry, the veteran in there, doing work, and he goes up with his right hand. That's good from Leon Henry.
It is. He puts that shoulder down, clears the defender out, gets the bucket in, and you know, we've talked a lot about the players not having a lot of time to prepare after the draft, the shortened season.
Stop it. Tom Bdanovich.
He's just lighting it up. 38
points, 10 3-pointers.
Get a 40-piece, young fella.
Or is that Steph Curry out there?
Get a 40-piece.
Lord.
But the point I was making is that the Auckland Huskies as a franchise only entered the competition very late. You know, they had to pick up a GM, a coach, everything else. So on top of the players, it was the managerial efforts as well. So a completely new franchise, which most of these other teams are not.
Henry fouled on the floor, and he'll go to the line. Sorry, he'll go to the sideline.
35 points for Tom Bdanovich. He is just looks like a different player with that jump shot. 38 points, sorry. 13 for 17 from the field. 76% from the floor right now. Oh, and he goes to the bench. He will not get the 40-piece. Who's the only guy in the competition to keep Tommy V under 40 right now? Tim McNamee.
Like, just a minute ago, you were telling him to put his starters to the bench.
Oh, no, yeah. But that was before Tommy V had a chance at 40. Get him one more bucket.
There's Hayes Walker. He'll shoot a 3 of his own. Can't get it to go, but there's Mullins with it. And that one will really grate Kevin Braswell and the Huskies coaching staff. Caleb Mullins in there, surrounded by Huskies, comes up with an easy rebound and puts it back in.
Well, that is a dejected crew of Huskies on the bench right now, as you would expect.
Pack of Huskies, I believe they're correct.
Oh, got me there.
And with 4 minutes to go.
Are Huskies a pack animal?
Yeah.
Because I've heard a pack of wolves. Haven't seen a lot of packs of Huskies running around out there.
Oh, Jaden Mazan. Oh, Hiram Harris almost got a steal there off Leon Henry.
Always hustling.
Here's Tame Murray, who's been energetic for Auckland tonight. He draws a foul.
And Tane is a promising basketball player. He's really good at letting the game come to him, and when the spots find him, finding the bucket and finding chances to score. But as a young player, what he hasn't yet determined how to do is enforce his will on the game. And of course, that is difficult to do as a young fella, but something that hopefully will come with him over time.
The Jets played well in their first hit out in a close loss to the Otago Nuggets. They played well again tonight, and this time they'll go home the happier of the two teams. Back to Sky City in Auckland. As Murray shoots from the corner, and he gets that one to go. Tame Murray has 14 points. Bazant drives, Leon Henry waits for him, and does enough to affect the shot. Nate Wilson, not as explosive a cameo as we saw the other night, where he just came out and had 3 really incredible blocks and a huge alley-oop and another reverse dunk.
And it is always a lot easier before you do that, because the next game out, your name will be circled in the scouting report.
Hiram Harris goes to the bench with 13 points, 21 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals.
How about that stat stuffer? Jack of all trades. Love the hustle, love the work rate.
There's Hayes Walker working hard down low, finds Mullins on the wing. Can't get it to drop. And the Huskies will look to finish on a high. Instead, a turnover comes. And they will be very much looking forward to Isaiah Moriohoho-Liafa being available for game time. He's sitting on the bench right now next to Lindsay Tate, as Tame Murray can't get that 3 to go. And what a difference he'll make. This Bazant pulls up from the elbow, comes off the front iron, rebound Wilson. And there's Leon Henry from deep, and he rattles that one in. Leon Henry
has always been an excellent shooter. Has always been the strong point of his game, really, the ability to draw those defenders out with that 3-point shot.
Oh, good hand from Matama Nadzo. Can't get the finish, but well, good follow-up from Tame Murray, who does.
Tame Murray accumulating the points, up to 16 now.
Laracy comes into the game, and Jaden Bazant takes the seat. His game for the night done, 17 points, 5 assists for Jaden Bazant.
Another solid effort after a 30-point game in his first outing.
Walker, throws it to the referee.
Well, to be fair, he does have a lighter shirt on. Ref's always calling for the ball. I don't know why. None of them can shoot. It's weird.
Nate Brophy into the game for his first bit of action tonight. As Marvin Williams done. Can't finish his drive, and away come the Jets. Hipango for 3. Too strong on that one. And it's going to be Jets ball as Bdanovich puts one of his odd-coloured shoes on the line. Plenty of work to be done then for Kevin Braswell and the Auckland Huskies as they get ready for the Franklin Bulls tomorrow night, when then both Auckland franchises, Casey, will be searching for their first win in history.
A lot on the line, bragging rights, of course, but just a little bit of pride for the Huskies. Would love to see them come out and play for that.
Well, for both those teams, what a way to get your first win against what I know the league will be hoping shapes up to be a rival, as Hayes Walker drops in another 3-pointer.
And the Jets creeping in on triple digits.
Leon Henry trying to find his shooting stroke. Rebound for Josiah Larissy. Smarter Frost driving down the lane. Oh, there's Nate Wilson with the block, but a foul has been called, and it is on Wilson.
And you can see that athleticism. He's got excellent timing. His ability to recover late as a shot blocker is really impressive, especially at that small forward position that he's most naturally suited to. And I believe the Hayes Walker 3 was actually called a 2. Looks like it. So 94-65 instead of 95. What do you think? Do the Jets get to 100? Yes or no?
42 seconds, 5 points. Yes.
I say no, so just make it interesting.
Okay, here we go. Nick Brophy into the game for Kevin Braswell. Steps in. Oh, he's tripped up there by Caelan Mullins.
And Nick Brophy has been a Harbour representative for some time. Has come up in that system over there of North Harbour basketball.
Played for the Super City Rangers. Under coach Jeff Green. And here's one for you. Went to Green Bay College, which isn't too far for here in West Auckland. And he is the first Green Bay College student ever to play in the NBL.
Oh, congratulations, Nick.
Oh, as Hayes Walker shoots from a long way back.
Why not?
Why not when you're up 95-67? Although, Hayes, I would like to remind you, I did just say the Jets will get to 100, and you're not helping my cause. As Bdanovich drives, puts on the Jets.
Puts on the Jets, but he can't put it on the Jets.
He can't.
5 seconds left. This will
think about
mercifully
call the game
call it a day
for the Jets.
please. The Huskies saying, please, somebody stop the clock.
We're expecting a much closer battle in our 7:30 game between the two teams who are 2-0, Canterbury and Taranaki, coming up in around 18 minutes time. For this one, though, Manawatu, the victors, and they head back to Sky City with smiles on their faces. 95-67. They put the Auckland Huskies away. Plenty of work to be done for the Huskies, who will go again tomorrow night against Franklin Bulls. Will we see Isaiah Mareohoho Liafa, but many tipping to be the tall black point guard of the future? Or will we have to wait a couple more days to see the Huskies' first round draft pick? The Huskies go to 0-2, the Jets to 1-1. And Tim McTamaney will be very happy with what he saw from his men in green. And we can hear from the coach now, who's on the court with Casey.
Well, I'm here with Coach Tim McTamaney, which must be a pleasing feeling after a difficult first game to come out and get that done in the second.
Yeah, I think it was the nature we did it, to be honest. I think the pace of the game in that first half was exactly what we've been striving for. And we started to establish a defensive identity too, which was really good. We played to scout very well. The talk was excellent and the effort was outstanding. We got a little bit of work to do at the beginning of the third. I wasn't real happy with that, but they turned that round. They got a bit of a talking to them. We fixed it.
Well, everybody except the coach expects the team to be able to come down a little bit. But how about Tommy V? The shooting unbelievably, 38 points. You didn't let him have a chance at a 40-piece.
I didn't know he hit 38, if I'm honest. And I don't think we play that way anyway. You know, he's happy. He made a great contribution. It was the other things that he did that I was more impressed with tonight, just galvanising our boys. Our young guys stepped up another level, and that's what I'm really after. So I thought Hiram was unreal on the boards. I don't know how many he had, but...
Well, let me tell you, he had 21. That was my next choice. That 1-2 punch, your first 2 picks, turning out great. Hiram Harris, 10 points, 21 rebounds, 6 assists as well. Had some steals in there, I think 4 off the top of my head. What a combo you got in those two. And the work rate of Hiram Harris, in a lot of ways, he reminds me of a young Mika Vakona.
Yeah, very similar. Yeah, I mean, the effort level is very similar to what Mika brings. What I'm really pleased about is his playmaking ability in transition. He threw a pass in that first half, which was diagonal to corners on time, on the money for an open 3 for Jaden, and that said something to me. I really like what he's doing. He's a great guy to coach. I think the best thing about the guys we picked up is they're just great guys, really good guys, and that makes it easy to blend them in.
Well, it was an easy win today, and good luck as the season continues. So with performances like that, you'll be in good shape.
Nothing's easy, Casey.
And coming right into this one, I have Tom Bdanovich shooting the stroke. Is that arm on fire? Because it was hot today. 38 points you had, 10 3-pointers.
Yeah, no, I was just feeling good. I mean, they were sagging off me a little bit, so I'm just going to punish that. I mean, I felt like my teammates were getting me open. We were getting good sets and then good kickbacks and stuff. So, yeah, if I'm open, I'm going to let it fly.
And you've always had a good amount of confidence in your jump shot, but I just really see the change this year. I mean, the way you're shooting it in rhythm, the elevation you're getting off the floor has been fantastic. Have you felt a change in your confidence level in that shot?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Coach Tim's great, man. He lets us do what we want to do, lets us get our shots up when they're open. I've been working on it, you know, like I put a lot of time into it. And, yeah, I mean, if I can catch it, I'm in rhythm, I'm going to let it go. So, yeah, I mean, it's good. It's really good out there.
And as a team perspective, it must feel good to be able to come in after a hard-fought loss against the Otago Nuggets a couple days ago and just play so well and just really get everything going like this.
Yeah, I mean, I love these group of guys, man. We've been together for a week today. Oh, no, a week yesterday. And, I mean, we feel like being together for ages. I mean, we got people out there working their arse off. We got people on the bench who are ready to play, man. They're hungry to play, and we just want to get everyone out there. So we're going to keep working this thing out.
Well, I certainly saw the hunger in this game today, and great job by you, and good luck as the season continues. And now let me cream in with young Hiram Harris, who's sitting here over the bench, getting a little bit of a rest, and good on you. What a rest is deserved after 21 rebounds in that game today.
Yeah, 21. I don't know what else to say. I'm lucky the ball was falling my way and I was able to grab the boards, but all praise to the boys for helping me get that far, and yeah.
Well, that kind of rebounds, it's more than just being in the right place. You have to have a nose for it. When those rebounds go up, what are you thinking of? Are you just trying to get better position, push guys out of the way, or you reading the ball coming off? What's going through your mindset to have that kind of a performance?
I think as soon as the shot goes up, I kind of see where my defender's at and where he's facing. And if he's got his back to me, that's my key to just go to the crash.
And I was just talking to Tommy previously about how well you guys have gelled together. It's been really impressive to have that them together in a short amount of time, but the way this team has fed off of you guys as the top 2 draft picks has been really impressive.
Yeah, shout out to JB too. We're lucky we picked him up 3rd, but me and Tommy got 2 dogs in our team, and we spoke about it when we both got drafted and picked together in the same team. We were just like, bro, let's just go out there and be dogs, do what dogs do.
Rough, baby. Keep it going.
Thank you, brother.
And I'll see you next week.
Appreciate it.
And just finally, we've got Coach Kevin Braswell for the Auckland Huskies. Certainly a difficult one. Can I just say, in your mind, where did things go wrong?
Man, there's too many to talk about right now. But, I mean, you know what? I think that our effort was there in patches more than it was against the Rams. We played a better team, to be honest. Across the board, I think they have the most talent in the league right now, and they're actually showing it. So, I mean, the best thing about this league right now is that we had a chance to regroup and come in here tomorrow with a game that I feel like we have a chance to win. But our effort was a little bit better tonight. Still not where we need to be to compete in games, though.
I think offensively, you see the ball's really sticky right now. You're not seeing that moving side to side. Is this something that's going to pick up and get better as the team gets a little bit more comfortable with one another? They get some more confidence in each other?
Yeah, well, I mean, my starting point guard, who is, Isaiah Leoffa, just got here this morning, got out of quarantine. So it's going to look a lot different when he gets his feet under him and when we start playing, good basketball. But right now, we're playing with a high school backcourt. And to be honest, they're learning game by game. I think they played a lot better in the second half than they did in the first half. And, I think the little things is what I got to really look at right now, because the big losses, you're not really going to find what really went wrong right away. But I think if the small things and the little details that I can see that are getting better, I think that's going to help our group be a little bit better the next game.
And although it was, of course, difficult to see bright spots, one of the bright spots I did see was Tane Murray, who was able to get a little bit more aggressive. Something that's been difficult for him is he's normally a guy who lets the game come to him. Have you been working that and talking to him about that a bit?
Yeah, I mean, I want Tane to be aggressive as well as I want Marvin Dunn to be aggressive as well. And it's living through the battle, the pain while they're learning, and this is a higher level than they've played at before. So, I mean, we're going to have our ups and our downs, but, it's all about week 6, and we all know that. And it's making sure that we're good in week 4, week 5, and building up to week 6.
Well, quick turnaround, but of course, good luck in the Battle of Auckland tomorrow. I'm sure you'll have a much refreshed team, and I'm very excited to get out there.
Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
Coach Kevin Braswell with Casey Frank as they get ready for the Battle of the North tomorrow between the Auckland Huskies and the Franklin Bulls. Which are coming to you live on Sky Sport Next, and NZNBLpass.com. What a win for the Manawatu Jets, sending the Huskies back to Sky City for, I imagine, some frank discussions. But as Kevin Braswell said, it's all about week 6. 95-67, as you can see on court, the Canterbury Rams and the Taranaki Mountaineers warming up, ready for our 7:30 battle. And what a battle it is. Two teams who are 2-0. Casey, which way is this one going?
Well, it's going to be tight. I think if you look at the teams right now as they're set up, I would say the Taranaki Mountaineers are a bit more talented. They certainly have the scoring prowess with Daron Urukawa and Marcel Jones, but I do like the defensive effort of the Canterbury Rams. I think they're a little bit more locked in on that end. They don't have a ton of big bodies to fight the big timber for the Taranaki, but they've got enough that I think it's going to give them problems.
Someone asked me earlier today, Casey, who my player of the first few days have been, and I said Taylor Brett. What a performance the young man has put on, leading the way for Canterbury. And what a matchup this will be. Brett against Daron Urukawa, who's one of the most natural scorers in the competition as well.
And he's a different kind of scorer than most of the guys you see in the competition. I think the top scorers we see are three-pointers and on the rim, where Daron loves that mid-range game. And that can be difficult defensively to have to make that adjustment to a player that plays in that respect. Most guys really putting that pressure on the rim. When he comes off in that 17-foot range, Taylor Britt's going to have to be able to get a hand up and defend that, which is a change in mindset from the matchups he's had so far this week.
Another key, of course, is who can control Marcel Jones. We know how he likes to just quietly go about his business and rack up the stats, and he certainly did that the other night. 29 points, I should say, in 33 minutes, 11 for 19 from the floor to go with 14 rebounds. Toby Galuli from the Rams, who's played well himself in their 2 games, is going to have to look after Marcel.
Yeah, most definitely. That's going to be another physical matchup for Toby Galuli. Game 1, he went up against Leon Henry and did a nice job there. In the second victory, probably not as talented a guy against Marcel Jones, but this is going to be a true test. This is a place where he's probably giving up size, he's giving up strength, he's going up against one of the better pure scorers in the competition, a guy who can do it from inside and out. So coming off that 29-point game, if you can keep him down under 15 points, I think Canterbury gets the rim.
Of course, no Jack Salt for the Canterbury Rams, as we've said, in the number 1 draft pick, who won't play any part in the Sales NBL for this year. Yet to be replaced, remember. They still have a replacement somewhere up their sleeve for Jack Salt, whether it's Max Darling, who we see wearing Rams gear a lot and training with the Rams.
I've got a lot of texts about that.
And waiting for a particular contractual situation to be sorted in Europe before he gets a chance, if he does even get the chance in time, or whether they go elsewhere to replace Jack. Of course, one thing they won't want to upset is the chemistry that they clearly have among their young group.
Most definitely. That's I think the most important thing for the Rams in particular. I think of all the franchises that are in the competition, this is as much about next year as it is this year. You look at this team, I would expect the entirety of these guys to be back coming off after that this season. But moving forward, they're just going to have to work it out physically, work it out mentally, but off to a great start. They're already looking like a favorite for the semifinals at this point at least.
What do you think Coach Doug Courtney and the Taranaki Mountaineers have identified in the Rams?
Well, you look at how they play in the half court, and I think more so than most of the teams, it's about their top two weapons. It's about Taylor Britt and Toby Galuli. If they can shut those two guys down, I don't know where the offensive output's going to come outside of that. They're fundamental. They do a good job in the defensive end, so you're going to really have to make extra passes. You're going to have to work that ball around the perimeter to make that defense bend. And to be fair, that hasn't really been a strength of the Taranaki Mountaineers. They've been a team who've come down, looked for the mismatch immediately, and attacked early. So a clash of styles, if you like, and which style is going to come out the victor.
We saw some increased output from Shane Temera, who was a third-round pick for the Airs. And he's got a chance today, along with Ty Wynyard, as their two big men going up against a relatively undersized Canterbury Rams side, and any size they do have is young.
Most definitely. Very young, very young. Even their oldest player, sitting there at 25, is still younger than most. But a load, certainly. I think Ty Wynyard, you'd have him on the short list of strongest players in the competition this year. He is a load, sitting at 6'9". I'm not sure what he's tipping the scales on right now, but it's certainly in the triple KGs. No doubt about that. And when he wants to get to a spot, it's difficult to keep them. Alex Talman's going to get that starting matchup defensively. And as big and strong as he is, I think it's still going to be a tough ask for him.
3 of the 4 players who play for Canterbury who are over 2 meters tall are 18 years old. Max Stoddard, Mason Whitaker, and Tom Webley, 6'7", 6'9", and 6'10", respectively. All 18 years old and all playing their first season of NBL basketball. In this stunted season, as it is in 2020 at the NBL Showdown. Here in Waitakere, Tamaki Makaurau. So far tonight, the Manawatu Jets have put the Auckland Huskies to the sword. Which of these two teams can go 3-0 coming up after the break? The Taranaki Mountaineers and the Canterbury Rams.